They said if I got drunk, I'd be one of the guys.
We all
They
know
lie.
the dangers about drugs, and we all want every ghetto youth and every youngin to stop taking these drugs. So where do we begin? Where do we cut off the ties with these drugs? The thing is, let's find the biggest cartels in each and every hood. We must stop them from selling these drugs. If we stop them, we are going to make a better generation and make the world a better place. It's never too late to make a change. You have to make the change. It's your responsibility. It's one of your rights. Okay? So
They
please,
said I wouldn't get hooked after the first hit.
a very good day to you all. I'm back again with your boy, Tojima Tonicles and Odema. Today we have a very interesting topic. It's all about drugs. Find out the truth about drugs. We are going to tell you the dangers about drugs. You need to stop abusing these drugs.
Yeah.
Just because you and I, we are here to make this world a better place, okay?
Yo! Our generation being told that we are abusing drugs with the older generation. But remember, the older generation at one point was like us and they were told that they are abusing drugs. It doesn't mean when they get married and then when they get old, they quit drugs. They're still doing those drugs and they are now the suppliers. Imagine, we are not employed. Where can we get the money to buy drugs from? We're supplying it us. We're supplying it in a ration that we can afford. These older guys, they have their own problem. Their own problem they're bringing to this generation. And when they bring problems with the generation, and then they blame it on this generation. I cannot afford to buy drugs. I cannot afford to buy 10 tons of marijuana, 10 tons of cocaine, 100 liters of beer. But they can. And when they do that, they put it in smaller quantities, which we can afford. And then they give us that and say, come on, just try it, just do it. And the next thing what they do is this. They tell us that we are abusing it. Are we really abusing it or they are really abusing us? It's now the time. In this moment, I want you to use your mental brain. Everything you need to start to understand, like, what the hell is happening in this planet? One, we have an older generation accusing the younger generation of abusing drugs. Two, we have a younger generation thinking that they are abusing drugs because of the mass media. The media come and say, oh, youths are abusing drugs. Which youth? That's an antisocial personality. Just to say, oh, youth are abusing drugs. I don't do drugs. The cameraman doesn't do drugs. Maybe you one doesn't do drugs and the other one doesn't do drugs. We are all in the one cycle called we're abusing drugs. We are going to abuse drugs because they're telling us to abuse drugs. But you're just talking of the end user. What about the person who's giving it to them? What is he doing? Who is doing that? So I'm just gonna give you a brief. My father is over 50. In his age, he was told he was abusing drugs. I don't know which kind of drugs, right? But in his generation, they have a specific drug they were abusing. It's either alcohol, it's either marijuana, it's either cocaine, it's either meth, it's either tea, it's either they had a specific drug they were abusing. Did they manage to destroy all that drugs? No. They carry on that problem and bring it to us. When they brought it to us, we as a generation, we have a certain type of drug we are abusing, which we need to end. If it's alcohol, let's try to decrease the alcohol. If it's marijuana, let's try to decrease. If it's cocaine, let's try to decrease it. And then there's another thing about economics. Each and every economy has its own specific type of drug, which is mostly being abused here. Here in Zimbabwe, yeah, you can abuse all 13 types of drugs, I know, but now it depends with your pocket. But you get it. Find in the ghettos, most of them are abusing synthetic drugs. Somebody is synthetic drugs. Most of them are going to inhalants. You can find people doing what? Sniffing fluorescent tube, sniffing television. Remember Jalab song, television? Yeah, he was talking about that. Sniffing that powder from television. What else are we gonna get from that? We all gonna go down in the drain. And then this is now the most important news you need to hear. You think that everyone is abusing drugs, and you are abusing two drugs. You go to the hospital, get painkillers, you get a prescription, you're told to drink one, you drink two, you're told to drink half, you drink whole. You all go around saying, oh, what can I do, what can I say, what can I do, what can I say? The thing is, so long you're taking some tablets, or so long you're taking any medication, and you're taking excessively, that's drug abuse. So I'm not here to tell you to stop doing drugs, I'm here to inform you about the dangers of drugs.
As you all heard my mentee, Tojima Tonicles, talking about synthetic drugs, of which some of you might not know what a synthetic drug is. In Shona we call it Msombodia. All of us know Msombodia. So I'm just gonna brief you a little bit about Msombodia and tell you about the short-term and long-term effects. So I'm going to read from this booklet. You can find it at our website www.drugflow.org. So I'm gonna just go through a little bit. It says synthetic drugs are created using man-made chemicals rather than natural ingredients. There are literally hundreds of new synthetics or designer drugs. These include spice or K2, synthetic stimulants, bath salt, a drug known as N-bomb, and a drug called crocodile. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go through the short-term effects of the synthetic drugs. These include violence, psychotic and life-threatening episodes, and uncontrollable craving for the drug, insomnia, false euphoria, rapidly evolving into paranoia, and hallucinations and delusions, also including depression, self-harm, skin crawling sensations, and excessive sweating, also high fever. These are the short-term effects caused by the synthetic drugs, which is known as Msombodia. Moving on to the long-term effects, they include increased blood pressure and heart rate, kidney damage, failure, liver damage, a breakdown of the skeletal muscle tissue, muscles that bring about the movement of the bones of the skeleton, also brain swelling and brain death. So for now and for today, this is all I have for you. It's your boy signing out.
They said that Ritalin would help me focus. They lied. Find out the truth about Ritalin. Drugfreeworld.org